And we are live. What's going on, YouTube Live? It's your boy, Billy Rowe. I'd like to welcome you to the first row. Today is Wednesday. And if it is Wednesday, you should already know what time it is. It's time for your Wednesday word. That's Wednesday word. Quick shout out to Mark Anthony. You are in the chat, man. You're like #1 in this chat live when you get a chance to watch live. I appreciate you, brother. But quick, we are jumping into tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is quit worrying about likes. What do I mean by that topic? Quit worrying about likes. So unfortunately, and fortunately, I guess, we live in a technologically savvy day and age and era. And because we live in this era, we have inundated ourselves with a lot of digital content. One of the main digital contents is social media. And because social media is this digital content that many of us consume on a day-to-day basis, a lot of us have succumbed to a like culture, seeking attention to get likes, to get views, to get, and I say that even when I'm on YouTube, but to get views, to get attention. We've kind of subjugated ourselves in many ways to this like culture. So what do I mean by quit worrying about likes? Quit worrying about whether people like what you're doing, whether it's on social media, whether people like what you're doing in your day-to-day life, and focus on the key player in the game, which is you, yourself, and you. Or in my case, me, myself, and I. Shout out to De La Soul. So jumping into tonight's topic, I came up with 4 bullet points that I want to share with you tonight on how to kind of get out of that space of that mentality of being caught up on if people are liking what you are doing. So the very first topic that I came up with, or the first tool that I came up with for the first row, when it comes to quit striving for likes, quit worrying about likes, was more attention does not mean that you have more influence. One of the major fallacies of social media, at least in my opinion, is that just because you have an abundance of followers, that you have an abundance of influence. Now, granted, there are some people that do have influence and they have an abundance of followers, but not all those people got that influence necessarily from social media. And I feel like that is one of the areas that we assert that causation equals correlation. And it does not necessarily correlate that just because somebody has a lot of followers and they have influence, it does not mean that that influence is a direct result of those followers. So the very first tool being more attention does not mean more influence. You have to make also a decision on what you do want. Do you want more attention? Do you want more people to see you? I don't know if you've watched Mad TV, but the Stewie, look what I can do. Do you want, look what I can do, look what I can do? Or do you actually want to have influence? Because influence comes by being able to make some type of impactful event in somebody's life. So an attention-seeking person doesn't necessarily, their attention that they're getting doesn't necessarily make an impact on the life of the person who is giving the attention for a short period of time. Maybe you'll carry over into like a story at the end of the day, like, oh yeah, I seen this crazy guy doing this, or I seen this lady that was doing this today. But beyond that, you really don't have a lot of influence with that person. So be careful when you're out there seeking attention under the flag of seeking influence, because if all you're really doing is seeking attention, you're going to get frustrated or you're going to get found out that really you just want attention and you don't really care to have influence. So that's the first tool. More attention does not mean more influence. The second tool that I came up with was avoid the hoarder's mentality. And this kind of connects a little bit to the attention seeking, we're going to call it genetic gene. It kind of leans more towards that. The avoiding the hoarder mentality is what that is if you've ever seen the show Hoarders, it's basically these people who just bring on massive amounts of stuff. Like, so maybe there's a value, maybe there's not a value, but it really doesn't matter. It's more about what you're bringing in, what you're able to hoard and hold on to for yourself. And what avoiding that hoarder's mentality does is it avoids you from going to the places that really you don't want attention, and maybe you may not even want the influence in. You may not want the likes in. So if I'm a male, and well, not if I'm a male, I am a male. As a male, I may not want to go into environments where there are lots of promiscuous women. The reason I may not want to go there is because, yeah, they're promiscuous and they may give me the attention that would make me feel good. Oh, I'm desired, I'm wanted. They, they're all into me and I got, everything going on. But then on the other side of that, there may be some things that come with that I now get a reputation about myself. Well, Billy doesn't have any standards. So when I want to not mess with, but I want to talk to somebody who is of a higher caliber or has standards, they're like, yeah, no, that attention that you got because you were trying to hoard all the attention, you drew in the wrong crowd. Now that is on your reputation, and I don't want to be associated with that reputation. So whether or not you slept with those women or whether or not you did anything with those women, that hoarder's mentality, now I have all these people that are associated to me that really don't have my best interest in mind or don't put me in the best light. So that hoarder's mentality, the other aspect of that, and it's very something I'm very sensitive about when it comes to YouTube and the hoarder mentality is it can be easy to get subscribers. Like you could pay for subscribers. You can go and pillage subscribers from all kinds of channels and networks and all kinds of things. However, you got to be careful. You might be bringing in the wrong crowd. You might bring in people who are really not the type of people that you want consuming your content. As a YouTuber, my thing is that I know what direction I want my content. I want people who are driven with growth. I want people who are really willing to invest in themselves in order to grow. I want people who are looking to be influencers within their world and the people that are surrounding them. So because of that, I don't go into a whole lot of different areas that are going to draw the wrong crowd. People who are preaching hate speech, people who are preaching, religion hate, sexual orientation hate, racial hate. Like I stay out of those areas to the best of my ability, because what happens is sometimes, just like you may find a lost dog, those people will follow you back to your channel, and you got to be I have to be very cautious of the people that I'm bringing into the live chat. So like Mark Anthony here, he's a person who has followed me back to my channel, and I appreciate that follow back. But he's a person who's really about growth, who's really about inspiration, who's really about self-development. So because of that, I'm bringing back, when I'm going out to find people and going out to find new subscribers, I'm bringing it back the right people. So my garage may not be full. My subscribers may not be, 100 billion subscribers. There's not even that many people on the planet, but my subscribers may not be 1 million subscribers. However, the small group of subscribers that I do have are quality subscribers. And because they're quality subscribers, they engage with the content. They give feedback. They interact in the live chats. They interact in the comments. That's the type of subscribers I'm looking for. So I'm not really worried about filling the garage. I'm worried about putting the right things in the garage so that I'm utilizing the space effectively. And that's what avoiding that hoarder mentality is all about. The third tool that I came up with is quality will outperform quantity every single time. And these all kind of tie into each other. But the best way to describe that is I like UFC fighting. I haven't watched a fight recently, but I do like watching UFC fights. But what you will find in a UFC fight is that it doesn't really matter who has the ability to throw the most punches. Hey, what's going on, cousin? It doesn't matter who has the ability to throw the most punches, who throws the most kicks. Those things may wear an opponent down. However, if you're throwing a bunch of ineffective kicks, ineffective punches, making ineffective attempts to take somebody down to the ground, if you're doing these things, that volume doesn't equate to defeating your opponent. What happens is actually you probably around the second or third round get gassed and winded because you've exerted yourself. You overexerted yourself with throwing a bunch of meaningless quality things that only took energy from you but did not have an impact on the situation that you were trying to overcome. On the other side of that, it can be one well-placed punch, one well-placed knee, one well-placed kick, and a fight is over. So it's not about the quantity of something that you're doing, but it's about the intention that you have behind what you're doing. Whether that's boxing, fighting, or whatever it may be. It might be just going to work and having a strong work ethic. Whatever it may be, realize that the quality of what you provide, the quality of your intentions that you implement within your intentions will actually be the impactful factor in the situation. The other example of this, and it's probably like in my mind of boxing, like the gold standard of this is the rope-a-dope, where you just batten down the hatches and you let your opponent go to town, throwing all these punches, throwing all their energy out. And Muhammad Ali was definitely the man when it came to this. Let his opponents throw all their energy out, and as soon as they get gassed and tired, now it's time to come out, and I'm going to throw some quality your way. That not only is it quality, you can't even defend yourself from it. And sometimes that's how it is when we're interacting and just trying to overcome obstacles and situations in our own life. Sometimes you're going to get beat up, and it's impossible to just like avoid. At some point in your life, you're going to get beat up, whether a bill comes in that you're not ready for. Maybe you'll get laid off at your job. You might get sideswiped and have your car totaled. At some point, life is going to beat you up. But if you can figure out how to let those little things hit you, but batten down the hatches, when it comes time to come back out and throw quality, you'll be in a prime position to make that happen. So that's the third tool, is quality will outperform quantity every time. I don't say a lot of things or a lot, but every time. And I mean, the last example I'll give you of this is, if you imagine there is a military force that's coming for you, and it's 100,000 men strong, and you have 50,000 men. So you are outnumbered 2-1. So quantity wise, you are outnumbered. However, if those 100,000 men that are coming for you, or 100,000 troops that are coming for you, are not trained, or not organized, or not effective, your 50,000 men can overcome that odds, because really your 50,000 men might be the equivalent of 3-1 in your favor. So realize, again, quality is going to outdo quantity every single time. Focus on having the right quality, and then if you can, scale up and increase the quantity while maintaining the quality. Lastly, the fourth and final tool that I came up with for this topic about quit worrying about likes is make your connections meaningful. Whew. So going back to this social media concept, we're going to go all the way back to MySpace for this, back when it said MySpace, a place for friends. So somewhere along the line, that space for friends, which we knew friends to be from the physical realm, like outside of the internet, we just started saying, oh, friends. Yeah, I liked you. I'm on your page. We're connected. We're friends. We're friends. We're friends. We're friends. And we allowed social media to change what it really means to be a friend. I can tell you on my Facebook page, I have probably about, I think, over 1,000 friends now. I don't even know how many I have, but I have probably over 1,000 friends on Facebook now. And one of the things is that in my day-to-day physical life, or the people that I talk to on a monthly, weekly, annual basis, whatever it may be, I don't talk to 1,000 people on an annual basis. Not individually, at least I don't. So what it is that I'm starting to really evaluate what a friend is and why my actual circle of friends is so small. Like it's really small. Even though I know an abundance of people and I have some great friends, but in the big picture, when I compare the circle of great friends to 1,000, my circle is pretty small. So by making our connections meaningful, we start actually being a little more responsible with the time that we spend with the people that we say we care about, the people that we say we love, the people that we say we want the best for, the people that we say we would do anything for. We start becoming much more intentional with our time. And I shared in a Wednesday Word or an Interstation a while back about how when I would go back to California, I sometimes don't have time to see everybody. My primary group of people that I want to see are my kids, my family, and then a couple of friends. So I don't have time to see necessarily everybody, but I do try to plan and make certain things happen to where I can have group events, so it's easier to see a group of people. But that's because those friendships are meaningful to me. Those relationships are meaningful to me. When you're making those connections that are meaningful, all of a sudden the priority is not going on Facebook and saying, hey, I'm in Sacramento, who wants to party? Yeah, that's 1,000 people that might say, I do, but do I really have that connection with those people to the state where I'm willing to sacrifice the relationships that are more deeper connected to me in order to spend time with the people who are not as deeply connected to me. So again, really quick, just to go over the 4 tools that I shared with you tonight on quit worrying about likes. The very first tool being more attention does not mean more influence. Number 2 is avoid the hoarder's mentality. Don't try to bring in as much as you can. You can only carry so much. Number 3 is quality will outperform quantity every time. And number 4 is make your connections meaningful. So as always with the Wednesday word, I like to share a personal story that kind of got me thinking about the concept, kind of got me on this track of, stop worrying about likes and what kind of, how this kind of came to the content was developed. And so the story I started thinking about was a change that took place in YouTube. So I've been on YouTube now for, I think, like 6 months that I've been seriously on YouTube, pushing content, promoting it, trying to gather subscribers, trying to make sure the content is high quality and meaningful and resonates with the audience. And when I first started on YouTube, there was, when you would go live like this, there's a screen that you can see yourself on. And the bottom, it would say the number of people that were viewing. It would be like, 3 people are viewing. And then be like, 27 people are viewing. 17 people are viewing, all these different numbers of people that are viewing the content. And what I found in the beginning is that I would be talking, and every once in a while when I look down and see where the viewers are at, I would see myself begin to shift what it was I was talking about. So if, let's say I was at 10 viewers, people are watching live, I got 10 viewers that are watching live and they're engaging with my content. I feel good about that. I'm going and giving as much information as I can. And then I see it go down to 9. I immediately start getting distracted from my content and start thinking, man, what can I say that's entertaining? What can I say that's witty, that's going to not even take me towards the direction of what I want to inspire the individual to do? But what can I do to keep them from leaving, to get the like? What can I do to get the like? And so fast forward to probably 2 months ago, for some reason, I don't know why, YouTube stopped putting the number of viewers on the bottom of the video. And I don't know where to go to see the number of viewers that are watching the video. However, I asked myself a very intentional question. Does it matter how many people are viewing, whether they're watching live or via the replay? Doesn't matter. Because if your message is your message, then the number of people that are watching you live, the number of people that come in and out of the live, the number of people that watch it on the replay, the number of people that don't watch it should be irrelevant if it's really genuinely a message that you want to put out there. So that's what really got me thinking about it and seeing the numbers of how the numbers affected the direction that I would be willing to take a conversation in. So now we're 2 months out from there, and I still don't know where to find, like I said, the number of viewers that are watching live. But I'm going to be honest, if we're not interacting in the chat, it's okay if I don't know the number of people that are watching live, because at the end of the day, the content that I have is not based on acquiring likes. It's based on changing lives. And if I keep the main thing to change people's lives, then like it or love it or hate it or whatever you want to do with it, it's completely irrelevant to the mission and the purpose of what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. So that's my message for you guys tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey, Bob, what's going on? Hey, next week, Bob McKinley, we got our interstation going on. Management versus leadership, I think is what is the title of that one. I haven't decided the title yet, but maybe that's what we'll call it, management versus leadership. But you guys tune into that on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This will be his second interstation. He did a phenomenal job on his first one. But other than that, I'm glad you guys rock with me tonight. I'm always appreciative for those who join on the live video. For those who are watching via the replay, I definitely appreciate the love there as well. If you haven't engaged with us, whether it's via comment, via an email, sending us a topic idea, don't forget you can do that as well. Engage with us. This channel is to be interactive for you and for us. Help us grow as we try to help you grow. Other than that, the next time you will see us live on The First Row will be Monday. That is March 11th, my mother's birthday, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Keeping It Real Estate with Key Bryant. And the topic will be how to make a winning offer in a seller's market. So if you have a house that you might be selling soon, or if you have a home that you want to buy in a competitive seller's market, this is definitely some content that you do not want to miss. So that will be Monday on March 11th. Next week, we have a very full week. We have at least 4 days of live content. So I hope you guys are able to tune in, enjoy, and engage and contribute to the conversations. Other than that, don't forget the extension on the offer to pre-order the book Modern Day Mentor by Damian K. Rowe. That will be out in stores soon, but he did, for our First Row viewers, he did create a special extended offer to pre-order the book and save a little bit of money on the book and a couple of other different perks. If you are interested in that order form, please give us an email shout out at moderndaymentor@firstrow.com. And then we will send a order form, a pre-order form to you from there. Other than that, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the First Row, click the bell so you can be notified when we're live. If you like this video, share it. If you share it, like it. Happy to engage with you in the comments. If you're watching via the replay, always love engaging with you guys on the live chat. Until the next time that I get an opportunity to see you, one love, peace, and God bless.